Welcome back, trainers. So this video is going to be for educational and entertainment purposes only. If you want to avoid spoilers, I urge you to not read the comments. I will have the full total of how much I've spent in Pokemon Go at the end of this video. So with that said, I hope you enjoy. So my Pokemon Go journey did start back in July 6th of 2016, in which I wasn't even going to download it. My friend said you should check it out, which I did. I went out frothing with him and I picked Team Valor. He urged me to do so because it was the closest thing to Team Rocket. And then soon after that, I ventured out to be the first level 40 in Alaska, in which I did achieve that by March 16th of 2017. By this point, the game was not really attracting the big crowds of people that you were seeing when the game first was released, in which I had to kind of shift my sort of style and come out with some sort of content that people would like to continuously watch, at the same time trying to keep up with the demand of uploads while coming up with possible unique ideas. This was pretty difficult back in the day, seeing that there wasn't really much to do other than going around catching rare Pokemon or taking out level 10 gyms with possibly unique Pokemon or stacked with botted Blissies. At this point, I had set out for this to be my full-time job, and I had a vision in mind, and I knew exactly what I was doing. And make sure you guys hit that like button, share it with your friends, somebody who's interested in seeing how much a YouTuber like myself has personally invested, because when you do hit that like button, it really does help me out quite a bit. So putting out my Pokemon Go information on YouTube, I was continuously getting compared to other grinders who had a much better area to play in, unlike myself, which I have very bare minimal resources here, and I had to make a lot of investments compared to somebody in a city who had to make minimal at this point, because, well, they have so many Pokestops, so many gyms, they can get all the resources and have all of this stuff next to them, while I have to drive from point A to point B, fairly far destinations, and use up a bit of gas as well in the process, in which also that can be a write-off too, if you're curious. So I figure I'm going to tell you guys this information. You helped that video get to 1,000 likes, which I did reduce down to 8,000 instead of 5,000. So I can get this video out to you. You all have helped me so much getting to this point, so I figure why not let you know on how much and let you think about it, a little food for thought, because I see a lot of people talking about their investments in Pokemon Go lately after I did make that first video. So I figure let's go ahead and go out here. We are taking a look at my older Pokemon, my very first ones I caught, including this beautiful legacy Dugong as well. So making these investments in Pokemon Go is an asset for me. It can be a liability if I do not purchase the correct items. For most people, if you just throw money into this game, that is going to be a liability. Unless you are getting some sort of return by this game, then that is clearly what it's going to be for you. So for me, if I say purchased $100 of Pokecoins and bought all lucky eggs with that after I was level 40, that's going to be considered an asset, but also a liability as well, because it's not really helping me too much in the game to progress, to earn something back. I will be getting that XP, but once you hit level 40, it's all about bragging rights at that point, because XP does nothing for you. And it's to my belief that when we do have possibly a level cap, you're not going to simply jump levels because you've earned so much XP or whatever you have going on. You're going to still have to earn that XP to reach the next level. Simple as that. So I'm not really too concerned about it. So making the correct investments is a big deal here, and putting my money in correct places is also a wise thing to do. So thus I continue to buy Pokecoins and continue to invest so I can get write-offs at the end of the year, because, well, YouTube does not deduct taxes from your paychecks, so you have to manage it correctly. Otherwise, if you do not know how to manage money, you're going to be in a whole lot of trouble with the IRS a few years down the line when they start knocking on your door, sending you letters, or calling you, however they're going to reach you, saying, hey, where's the money that you owe us? So at this point, I figured instead of actually paying the IRS cash, I'd rather just invest in my business, which is this, and get a return. So it's going to be a win-win, right? So there's many things that you can consider a write-off if you do this. You have to be honest, and you also have to be wise on how you do make those investments. So I did decide to just put a bunch of money into this game because of specifically where I'm at. All right, so before we take a look at the actual numbers here, let's go over, is Pokemon Go a pay-to-win app? And there's several different answers I can give you here. So if you do live in a big city and you invest hundreds or thousands of dollars, can that benefit you? Yes. If you live in a rural place and you invest hundreds and thousands of dollars, can that help you? Yes. But here's the thing, you're still going to have to put in the work. Somebody who invests in a city compared to somebody who lives in a rural place, I mean, it's very subject to the matter. If somebody has no Pokestops in their area and they're investing in all this money because they simply like the game and enjoy playing with the few other people that they do have in the rural area, then that's, I suppose, justifiable. But I'm not going to say anything's justifiable, because if you want to put money into this game, that's your own business. But at the end of the day, if you do put money into this game, you're still going to have to go out there and grind. Yes, somebody who invests a ton of money into this game is going to probably have a lot of Stardust. But does that make them knowledgeable about everything within Pokemon Go? Absolutely not. Money will not buy you knowledge if you're just simply putting it into the shop to get more Pokeballs and whatever else you're trying to get out there. Raid passes, super incubators, all of those are going to help you get 100% IV and put you on a competitive level to take out raid bosses with lesser people and be on the top, I suppose, or whatever. So it's very subject to the matter. You can invest a lot of money into this game, and then there could be somebody out here who walks everywhere and grinds by foot and hasn't spent a penny, but is still a complete badass at the end of the day. It all really depends on how you look at it. But you're just going to have to actually put in the work. Doesn't matter how much money you invest, you still have to put in the work. Okay, now before we take a look at these numbers, I need you to keep in mind everything that I've just previously said. This is a business, and if you do own a business, well, you're going to be investing a lot of money within it because it is going to be your asset. You're going to get in return what you put in. Depends upon how well you do manage your business. So starting it off with the very beginning with those small $10 purchases, moving up to 30 and then 20 here and there. Very exciting times for me. I was very happy to even put in $10 into this game back then. So moving on up, this is 2016. And also remember that I am a YouTuber here, Pogo YouTuber, Pokemon Go, I suppose. And I do not travel like the other guys. If I was to take that money and invest in traveling, I guess that would work. But instead, I put it into the game so I can keep my grind hard going great. So taking a look at everything, you may see these random purchases here. And then there's like other games. And that happens because, well, it'll show like $0. When you do invest a certain amount of money into the Google Play Store, I don't know how it works for the iTunes, but they do give you like rewards, and I just tap OK. So like this Transformer one, I don't play any of these games. So yeah, got the HBO and then the cancellation. I must have watched my show and then been done. All right, so we have some small purchases, 99 cents. 99 cents, I must have not had too much money then. And also keep in mind, I am absolutely not even close. I'm not rich at all. I just invest the money that I do get back into the game. Not all of it, obviously, but I have to keep the grind going. It was very tight, a lot of months where I did have to invest into the game, and I didn't have much money to do anything else whatsoever. Ate cheap food because I just wanted to make sure the channel was getting the best attention that it can get and everything. And that makes no sense. Well, that is why I explained to you everything leading up to this point. The grind here is extremely hard, and to keep up and be on a very competitive level the way I want it to be, I have to make these investments here, folks. So as you can see, the 99 purchases were pretty steep back there. And then we have smaller purchases here and there, but that's just the way the grind goes. Okay. So yes, this is how much I've spent here, folks. Quite a bit. And I will add that number up, already have it up. We're going to look at it right after this. So should you invest in Pokemon Go? Should you spend your hard-earned money in this game? Well, like we went over, if it's an asset to you, then I suppose. If it's a liability, then I guess so. But you can go several different routes if it is a liability. If you enjoy the game, if you have fun with others, that is memories that you will keep forever, right? So you can look at it that way. But also be wise in how much you do put into it, because it is a mobile app, and this game is still very buggy. So we are approaching the end here, and finally, yes, the Five Nights at Freddy's, that was for my son. Let's go ahead and take a look at the grand total, folks. So the total amount that I have spent on Pokemon Go up to date is going to be $9,152.47. I may have missed it off by like $20 to $50, but for the most part, this is fairly accurate. So there you have it. That's how much I've spent in Pokemon Go. Am I a pay to win? Not really. My grind area is not ideal for exactly what I'm trying to do here. And just to give you a little bit more perspective, my current XP is at 144 million and my catches are at 191,000. So there's people out there with an extremely high number, way more than me, and you know I'm putting in the work, despite investing this much within the game. So is it pay to win? You tell me. I'm still not even close to being #1 in Pokemon Go, yet I've invested so much. So there you have it, trainers. One of the biggest questions a lot of you have been asking, how much I've invested, and there you go. And to answer the question one more time, no, I am not rich by any means. This is my business and I put into my investments to get forth more out of it. And just to show you my numbers there, I'm not even near the top players in the world regarding XP and catches and stats. So, you know, like we went over, it really depends upon where you live. You can invest hundreds and thousands of dollars into this game and be comfortable with your Stardust, but that's not going to make all of your numbers better than people who are living in a very Pokestop in gem-rich area. So if you did enjoy this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Share it with your friends who may be interested in something like this, and I will be catching you all next time. Take care.